right, Robert Karakoff, Triumph Law. We're gonna transition into, you're always here to share some good information, some good. Sadly, I saw a little wreck, a fender bender that happened right as I was coming into the studio.
They're all over the place.
Want to ask you to get us started when some of these things are happening, and we've never really got into when there's destruction to the car.
Yeah.
The vehicles are banged up. What's the process we need to be thinking about? Is that covered? How do we look at that?
Usually for clients of ours, when they come to us, the car's already been taken care of. But typically, 9 times out of 10, as long as the person who ran into you has insurance coverage, that insurance company is going to take care of the damage to your car.
Okay.
So
I hope that's what happened outside.
Yeah, that's how. Well, you see, because you see them all over the place. So again, I like to go back to this one. The first thing that happens, boom, we get in a little fender bender. What's the first thing we do? Robert, hey, I'm in trouble. What do we do?
Pictures.
Okay.
Pictures of the scene tell everything. They say pictures worth 1,000 words, definitely so much more so in this case.
Yeah.
So it just tells us how much damage was done to the vehicles, what kind of forces might be involved, and sometimes those pictures become really important if the case goes on and we end up putting it in front of a jury and they're trying to decide, hey, maybe the defense is taking the position there wasn't enough damage to cause injury, and those photos can be really critical to help a jury understand and analyze that question.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I always wonder about the fact that you've seen some of these wrecks before where one car is terribly damaged, and the other looks like it might have a little scratch right in the front. What's that?
Well, that's why the pictures are so important too, because one of the things we run into, somebody gets crashed into and the damage to the back of the car doesn't look that bad, we're going to hear from the insurance company look, there's not a lot of damage there. That's probably not the kind of crash that would result in injury. So if you're taking photos of the damage to your car and the other car, that just helps us in the event that we have that mismatch, which actually happens a lot more than you'd recognize.
Well, cars, they're also made differently now too. So so some cars, maybe the newer ones, they can be able to sustain that type of hit and not be so damaged. That's kind of the case also, right?
It's kind of the bumpers. When I was a kid, I don't know how old you all are, but back when Journey
26.
was a band, that you could see the bumpers on a car and they were all flat, but now the bumpers underneath those plastic bumpers, they're curved a little bit. And the reason they're curved is because that will allow the cars to bounce off each other just a little bit more. Less of that energy gets transferred into the car, which is great for the cars. It doesn't cost as much to repair them, but that energy is going to be transferred to the people who are inside those vehicles. So it's a structural change that has taken place that we don't necessarily see, but that can result in situations where the damage doesn't look as bad to the car, but it can be a little bit worse for the occupants now.
All right, so if people are coming to you, they have this damage, they've sustained some damage to the car. What are you telling them about the next steps they need to do around getting their vehicle repaired if they haven't done that by the time you're connecting with them?
Yeah, usually it's just actually letting them have that communication with the other insurance company about the car, making sure someone's coming out, an adjuster, to look at the car, making sure it's at a body shop, and just doing whatever's necessary to coordinate that communication. I usually only have to get involved if every once in a while somebody comes along with a classic and say the car's worth 10 times what Kelley Blue Book says it's worth. So sometimes we do have to get involved.
Like Gary's 86 Mazda in his garage.
That's the one. I had an 86 Mazda in mind.
When I was saying that. Car, though. That's a good one. All right, Robert, you've been doing this a long time. Let me know real quickly about Triumph Law, because obviously they want to give you a call.
Triumph Law, we do personal injury cases. So primarily folks that have been injured in car wrecks. We're focusing a lot of our attention now on folks that are catastrophically injured, so wrongful death, really severe injuries, things like that. We want to help, and we'll do anything that's necessary to kind of get you to the point of hopefully getting the medical attention you need and the resolution you need in the case.
Yep, that's how you do it.
And I know you have a great team alongside you that you get to do this every day with. That's got to feel great as well, right?
It does, yeah. They're super helpful. I couldn't do it without them.
Love it. All right.
Yeah, Robert, thanks.
Thanks for coming in. The rock star that is Robert.
The rock star, absolutely.
Triumph Law, you see all the information there. TriumphLaw.com is where you can find them online. Robert, thanks again for all the info.